The book of Daniel, chapter 12, verse 1. And at that time shall Michael stand up. Michael is an angel, one of the chief angels. The great prince which standeth for the children, Salakia, for the children of thy people, the children of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob only. And, well, the elect of the children of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, not those that reject the gospel or who never, pretty much rejected it. And those who didn't get a chance to hear it, chose not to hear it, with the little clue that they may have heard, chose not to look into it. He's not, the angel Michael is not coming for them, to help them. And there should be a time of trouble, such as never was since there was a nation, even to that same time. And you could think about all of the evil things and bad things and scary things that we've ever seen on TV or heard about in history books. And you got to remember that the technology that we have now wasn't around back then. So it's very easy for today to be, for a time to come that's worse than ever before. Salakia. And at that time, thy people shall be delivered, everyone that should be found written in the book. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. This is Jacob, son of Sears Jr.,
Now,
son
I
of
don't
Sears
know
Sr.
exactly what China is doing here, but it does look awfully close to the energetically autonomous tactical robot, aka the Eater Bot, as the robot could forage for biomass to fuel itself, but was cancelled in 2022 as rumors speculated it could, or would, ingest humans. But it looks like China is right back on top of it. And maybe this bot has a different function, but just like when Boston Dynamics demoed their robot dogs dancing, China went straight into using them to enforce lockdown restrictions. And now they seem to be raising an army of these guys. Which I wonder, are these robot dogs going to ever replace their stormtroopers in the streets? Especially when it's been seen they can now be mounted with a sniper attachment. And how long until the US starts to deploy these as well? As Biden was introduced to the Boston Dynamics robot, and they had been deployed in Hawaii.
He is used to screen individuals at homeless sites on Oahu.
So you really gotta think. Deploying robot dogs into the streets to monitor the homeless population to see if they have a fever, and what if it finds exactly what it's looking for? What happens then? Because we know in New York City, the NYPD deployed the DigiDog K9.
That thing is creepy.
And the police eventually had to retire him because he was terrifying the residents. But let's not forget about China's biggest bot problem, online robots on social media, but especially Twitter. Because if you know me, I'm just a commentary channel on YouTube with a very small following on Twitter. But just look at my followers there. Yeah, I'm sure it's just a coincidence that all these model-tier Chinese women with usernames of first name 123456 all want to follow me, and they all want to desperately crawl in my DMs to get my personal information. And they all have access to professional cameras, personal trainers, but don't seem to know more than 5 people in real life to follow them on Twitter. Although I do appreciate that this channel is important enough that bot accounts need to monitor me online. And it would be somewhat more believable if I had photoshopped my...
So if they're monitoring him, sending little catfish pages to him, just imagine what the hopeful elect are going through, or what we'll find out, find out what they've been going through.
Profile pic. Japan made up those eyes, chiseled down that jaw to get that Chad status, and deflattened my facial features, and just did some very light airbrushing of my skin.
Okay, I don't know what this is about.
I kind of buy that, because I know I'm not the smart...
I don't even know what you're talking about. Alright, so... The book of Job, chapter 9, verse 24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. Who is the wicked? We're going to go to the book of Malachi in 1 second. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof. Who are the judges? If not, where and who is he? The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judges. Who are the judges? Well, to judge, govern, vindicate, punish, condemning in punishment, discriminating of a man, opponent at law. Excuse me, Salaki. That condemn. So the children of Yasha'Allah are the only ones that's going to condemn anybody in righteousness. Anybody else will be going off their own vain opinions, because our nation is supposed to uphold the laws, statutes, and commandments of the Heavenly Father, which in turn is the laws, statutes, and commandments of the earth. Okay? So the wicked is covering the faces. Let me go back to 24. The wicked is covering the faces of the elect of the nation of Israel, because they would be the only ones that would want to judge in righteousness. Let me see, cover it. To cover, conceal, hide. Okay? So our nation, our identity has been concealed, hidden from us. So how do we know that we're supposed to judge, or what laws to judge under? Okay, so the wicked, Salakia, Job 9:24, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked, and the wicked hid the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is it? The earth is given into the hands of the wicked. Matter of fact, I'm going to go straight to who this wicked is. The book of Malachi, chapter 1, verse 1. The burden of the word of the Lord to Yasha'Allah by Malachi. I have loved you, said the Lord. Yet ye say, wherein hast thou loved us? Was not Esau Jacob's brother, said the Lord? Yet I loved Jacob, and I hated Esau, and laid his mountains and his heritage waste for the dragons of the wilderness. Whereas Edom said, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. Thus said the Lord of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down, and they shall call them the border of wickedness, and the people against whom the Lord hath indignation forever. So Edom is the wicked that the Bible speaks of, the border of wickedness. And how do we know? I mean, what precept can we use to pull that? Since precept must be upon precept. So you don't just have to take my word for it. The book of Psalms 137, verse 7. Remember, O Lord, the children of Edom in the day of Jerusalem, who said, rise it, even to the foundation thereof. Verse 8, O daughter of Babylon. You should think of Revelation, the book of Revelation, spiritual Egypt. And Babylon should be destroyed. Babylon the Great. Okay? O daughter of Babylon, who art to be destroyed. Happy shall he be that rewardeth thee, as thou hast served us. So in the book of Psalms 137, it says the children of Edom are the daughter of Babylon. They're the wicked. So let's go to who? Let's go to the children of Edom are. The book of Genesis chapter 25 verse 29. And Jacob sowed pottage, and Esau came from the field, and he was faint. And Esau said to Jacob, feed me, I pray thee, with that same red pottage, for I am faint. Therefore was his name called Edom. Okay? And when you go up a couple of verses, it goes to the birth of Esau, Edom, and Jacob. The book of Genesis chapter 25:23. And the Lord said unto her, two nations are in thy womb, and two manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels. So we're never going to be together and have a Michael Jackson, just to throw a name out there, just for carnality, explanation. You're not going to have a Michael Jackson before the cosmetic surgery. You're not going to have a Jackson 5 Beatles tour group, okay? You're not going to have that, because two nations and two manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels, and the one people shall be stronger than the other people. We're stronger than them. Jacob's descendants are stronger than Esau's descendants, and the elder shall serve the younger. And when her days to be delivered were fulfilled, behold, there were twins in her womb. And the first came out red all over like an hairy garment, and they called his name Esau. So white people are not white, they're really red, different shades of red. And the first came out red all over like a hairy garment, and they called his name Esau. And after that came out his brother out, and his hand took hold on Esau's heel, and his name was called Jacob. And Isaac was 80 old when she bare them. So it didn't describe Jacob because there was no need for explanation. He looked normal. And the score is 20 years. So 80 is 60 years old when she bare them. And the boys grew, and Esau was a cunning hunter, a man of the field. They love hunting season. They love camping. They love rock climbing, mountain climbing, all types of field activities. And Jacob was a plain man dwelling in tents. Jacob just hang on the block all day. He'll just stay in the city all day. He doesn't want to explore the world and go deep sea diving, and he doesn't mind. But it's not like a checklist, a bucket list of, damn, you ain't do that yet? Like, so we're completely different people. We're completely different spirits. As far as well, let me stop, because I'm sitting here getting ready to go on and on about Jacob and Esau, and that's not what this is about at this second. Luke 21:34, Salakia 33. Heaven and earth shall pass away, but my words shall not pass away. And take heed to yourselves, lest at any time your hearts be overcharged with surfeiting and drunkenness and cares of this life, and so that day come upon you unawares. For as a snare shall it come on all them that dwell on the face of the earth. Watch ye therefore and pray always, that ye may be accounted worthy to escape all these things that shall come to pass, and to stand before the Son of Man. Okay, so we're just going to go to the internet and look up surfeiting. And I remember reading Genesis and Jacob and Esau, and one thing I noticed is that surfeiting, probably from the same as probably a headache, as a seizure of pain from drunkenness. Okay, so Salakia, verse 21:34 of Luke, and take heed to yourselves that at any time they be overcharged with surfeiting and drunkenness. Okay, so, and cares of this life, and so that day come upon you unawares. Okay, you're too focused on what you want to be and what you want to have. But before I lay it down, one thing I was just about to say, I was going to get off topic and say, was that one thing that I noticed about Jacob and Esau is that no matter how cruddy Esau was, or no matter what vibe Esau was given, Jacob wanted to be accepted. He wanted him to love him. And it's the same now. Like, in the world, you'll notice a lot of people will say, the black man just wants to wants to just get along with the white man so bad, and the white man is not really stressing it. Even with segregation, they was happy that they had their own water fountain, but Jake wants to share. Jake wants to be accepted. So I found that ironic that the another aspect of slacky. I should just go to sleep. I felt it surprising that they still carry on that. We still carry on that that storyline. And when it's all said and done, that this little garbage cleaning robot thing, it's just another. It's like this says that tongues shall fall upon themselves. So let me see. But there is not that tongue shall fall upon themselves. How is nothing hid that won't be revealed? The book of Psalm 64 verse 8. So they shall make their own tongue to fall upon themselves. All that see them shall flee away. So the times that we're coming in, they're gonna tell a little bit. They're gonna let us know what's going on. We're gonna see what's going on, but at the same time, it's what we don't know and what we don't hear about that is gonna. It's really gonna be something else. But we almost up out of here, and this is gonna be exciting. This is gonna be like something that I've never imagined, and I look forward to having a smile on my face while everyone else is doing the opposite. Double honesty to the elders and apostles, a great millstone, and those before them and after them that are teaching the correct doctrine. And as far as before them, to the best of their ability, they did enough. Because look at us now. Look at me now. I would have never learned anything. Never learned anything on when the truth. If it wasn't for Yahweh Shai. So all praises. It's amazing. Showtime.